Hey, this is Bryan and thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. So if you didn't see, I installed a carbon fiber hood on my F30 335. Check that out. Now, as many of you know, I plan on doing some tracking with this car, and carbon fiber hoods with factory latches are a huge no-no. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to show you how to install AeroCatch hood pins. Now, when I first got my carbon fiber hood, I was fully aware that with carbon hoods, you needed to have hood pins, especially to go on the track. But I don't really care for traditional hood pins. The AeroCatch looks amazing, it works amazing, and if you go to the track, this is what you're gonna see on most of the high-end cars. So here's how these work. So first, what we need to do is we need to install this pin. As you can see, it has a little hole in it. And then the latch system has this little bar that goes through that hole to lock it in place. And you can lock that down, and it looks really nice. Lastly, before we get started, there are a couple different versions of this. This is the keyless matte black that sits on top. There is one that has a key for extra security. This one sits a little bit above the hood. They make a flush mount, and they also make one that has a carbon fiber look to it. If you're interested in these for your car, be sure to see the links in the description. Before we can do anything, I need to remove the factory latches here. These just twist out. And with those removed, it's going to really help with test fitting so that we can put it down and pull it up as we please. Now, as far as where to install them is concerned, you can do one of two things. You can either look for an existing hole, like this one over here, or you can drill a hole. Just be mindful that if you drill a hole, it may be hard to get a tool under, and you have to make sure that you do it exactly perfect on the other side of the car. Now, I didn't really want to drill another hole, so I found two contenders. You can feel free to mount it wherever you like. The first contender is right here. Now, if you want to make this work, you are going to have to drill out the hole just a little bit, as I did right there for some test fitting. The other option is right over here. Now, this is completely personal preference, but I'm going to be mounting mine on the outer holes because I think if you have them too close and in the middle, I don't know, it might just look a little weird, but that's just my personal style. You might not like this, and you may want to go with the middle. Now that we've identified where we want it to go, I put some painter's tape on this side, and we'll do the same on the other side. Now what you can do is just thread one of these nuts on, and I'm gonna slip this right through the hole. For this next part, what we're going to be doing is we're gonna lower the hood on the pin to see exactly where we wanna drill through the hood. Now you only wanna do this once, so you're going to need some grease or some toothpaste. So what we're gonna do is just take your toothpaste, put a nice little glob on. Then what we're gonna do is just lower your hood down and just let it touch. As you can see, we need to drill right there. All right, so get your drill bit ready. I'm just using a 1/4 inch just to start. So what I like to do is just put it down. Let's kind of see the basic angle. And then there's no going back. Oh, we're done. And there you have it. I officially have a hole in my carbon fiber. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change drill bits. I like to use step-up drill bits for this kind of thing. So they look like this. It has just different sizes built into it. So I can just very gradually go from one size to the next to the next. So once again, very carefully. There we go. Now that we can get the hood pin all the way through the hood, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this through here, and underneath, it's gonna be hard to see, I'm just gonna thread these on. So I just have a washer and then the nut. Just like that. Now once you have this hand tight, what you can do, take off your sheet so it's not interfering with anything, and just slowly put your hood down, and you can see exactly where this needs to sit. Now for this next part, you only get one shot, so you wanna make sure you do it perfect. So on your latch system, there's this little piece that comes off. And what you can do is I put a piece of painter's tape right through the middle here, which is going right through the center. And then I'll put another piece on here. And then your big decision at this point is, do you want them facing this way, so it looks like this? Or do you want them facing like this? So this is personal preference. If you look on race cars, you're gonna see them both ways. I don't know if this is true or not. I think this way looks a little bit more aerodynamic, so we're gonna go this way. So I'm trying to line this up. And then what I'm also trying to do is I'm trying to make this side even with the side of the car. I'm just gonna put some more tape on it. And once you have that where you like it, get a Sharpie. You're gonna go along the inside. All right, once you've measured 100 times, what we're gonna do is we're gonna Dremel it out. So get a Dremel, or it doesn't really matter what brand. I'm using just a Black & Decker one, just a cheapo. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this out, and then we're gonna take a little stone and we're gonna go around and make it really nice. What I would recommend for this is start on the inside of the black line, then work your way out while test fitting as you go. All right, we're through. All right, so as you can see, we have our rough cut done. What I'm going to do now is I'm gonna go back with a stone and a little sanding wheel, and I'm going to really just come up to that edge, again, just doing some test fitting. And also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take this basic shape and I'm gonna cut it out from the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do some fine trimming on the top, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna enable us to see where these little screw holes go. Then what we'll do is we'll line up the screw holes on this back plate. Then we'll know exactly where we need to cut it out. This is kind of just a rough cut for now. We'll bolt everything up and then do the other side. Now, one thing to note is when you're working on the underside of the hood, a lot of times companies will use fiberglass in here. It's not actually full carbon. So just be very careful, because this is gonna cut a lot easier than the carbon, but you don't wanna accidentally go through the carbon and make a cut that you didn't mean to. Cool, look at that. That looks awesome. Now, like I was saying before, we wanna see where these holes are so we can see exactly where our back plate needs to sit. Then we'll clean up this cut and get it mounted. Now what you wanna do is take the back plate, and there's these little cutouts for the nuts, and then just get these, press them all in. Now once you've done that, you can get this top part, put it in, gently push these 6 Allen screws through. Once you put those through, get your back plate, feed this in here, twist them in. All right, now what you can do some test fitting to see where everything's gonna go. So mine goes through, but one of the problems that I'm having right now is that this is hitting the bottom portion of the light. So what I'm gonna do while I have my Dremel out, I'm just gonna shorten this bolt a little bit so we get better light clearance. Then once you've done that, just do some test fitting. Make sure everything is going to open and close nice for you. So when I was doing this, I wasn't 100% thrilled with exactly where it was sitting. So I did have to do some fine adjusting, but what I had to do is I just had to grind away a little bit. At this piece right here, I had to make the hole a little bit wider, but when you have washers on, you're not really gonna notice it. I might get a bigger washer just to cover it up. All right, and there you have it. Our hood pin looks awesome. Goes right into place. Push that down, lock it, we're good to go. The last thing I wanted to tell you before I let you go is if you have it latched and it kind of rattles around a little bit, what you can do is take that piece of rubber that it comes with, and all I did is I just cut mine and just put this little small piece on here, just like that. And then when I lock it in, there's no rattle. Again, this is Bryan, and thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. Huge thanks out to AeroCatch for making this video possible. If you are interested in these hood pins for your car, be sure to see the links in the description. As always, be sure to check us out at kiesmotorsports.com for all your BMW retrofit and performance needs, Pro Automotion for anything aesthetics, M Sport conversions, or carbon fiber. Again, my name is Bryan. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.